Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Ahsoka. This is season 1, episode 3. It's just titled part 3, at least for now. We don't know the title, like the actual title. And I thought that the first 2 episodes, really good. A good introduction / reintroduction to some of these characters. Then we got some new ones. Some really interesting characters like Baylan Skoll, Shin Hati, and this mysterious Inquisitor, Marok. And a lot of people have a lot of different theories. Thank you. There we go. It's early in the morning. Theories as to who this guy really is. We're not going to get into all of that because then it's going to be a really long intro. So I'm just going to say, unless you have anything you want to say.
Or maybe I should just clarify the whole thing with the blondes.
Oh, yeah, because we've gotten a lot of comments about that as well.
Yeah, first off, that like dark blonde / like borderline light brown, I would say it's light brown from the original trilogy and the prequels. It doesn't count.
Yes.
It doesn't count. And second of all, animated characters, in my opinion, does not count either. Because
the people voicing them could not be blonde, I guess, or it's you're
just
mostly talking about live action
and bigger roles as well, because but there's a lot of like, this basically background character, or this person that has like 2 lines or something, they are blonde. That's not what I mean. I mean like main or big characters and not animated, because like I know with Satine, and Satine is like wonderful character.
Yeah.
She's probably one of the best, if not the best.
Omega is a newer character as well.
I also haven't seen Bad Batch, so that doesn't count because I haven't seen it. And so just to clarify, like, and it's not like the blonde has to be like light blonde. And I know it's just like cosplay, mainly for cosplay reasons. So Shin Hati is like basically perfect for me. But I'm just still like, why can't I just have a good character, like
a good guy character, blonde?
Yeah,
as well.
And also to clarify, female presenting.
Yes, that's also what you meant. So yeah, now we've clarified that
completely. Yeah,
I'm sure some of you out there are still going to be like, well, what about this character?
Or you're not a real fan if you don't watch the animated shows. Just like buzz off. I don't want gatekeeping.
You've already told the peeps that you are more of a casual fan, at least compared to me. I'll watch anything.
Like I know a lot. Like I'm compared to normal casual fans.
Yes,
I'm definitely not casual, but I'm just like in between a normal casual fan and like a person that lives and breathes Star Wars like you do. So
there we go. With that out of the way, all I want to say is just please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video, throw in a comment. It really helps out. Also, we have a Patreon page where you can, of course, support us over there. Then we have full-length uncut reactions where you can sync it up to your own copy of the episode. And we also have some early reactions for some of the other shows that we're doing, like Demon Slayer, and I've started Battlestar Galactica over there. So please go and check it out. Link down in the description below. And that's it. Let's get into it. Ahsoka, season 1, episode 3. Here we go. Oh, nice.
Cool. Very cool.
Yes, I love that.
Not bad.
Oh, and then you can see. Okay.
It's been a while.
Not great, not terrible.
I see you still remember the basics. Enough to get by.
Barely.
Sassy.
He is brutally honest.
I discovered that according to Hu Yang, I'm the worst candidate to be a Jedi out of every Jedi he's ever known. You told her that?
It's true.
But
Doesn't matter. I think it does.
Agreed.
Oh, wow. He is
quite something. I love him though. Hey, there we go.
I can't see. How am I supposed to fight?
Feel the force.
I want you to see with more than just your eyes.
Well, she's trained by Anakin, was trained by Obi-Wan, so the same techniques. Makes sense. It's in the family, so to say.
Next to Hu Yang. Are you sure?
Haha.
Very funny.
Follow my voice. Sense my intention.
Oh! Yuang is struggling not to say anything.
Whoops.
Yeah, this is gonna take a little while.
Let's go again.
Alright. What's the title?
Time to fly.
Time to fly. Okay, yeah.
Oh, from the side it kind of looked like little guppies.
The what?
Guppies.
It's the... Aw, the fleet.
Isn't it called a guppy? Guppy? Guppy?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Little fishies.
Ooh, what? Mon Mothma!
Right.
Chancellor Mothma, senators.
Hera, you look well. How's young Jason?
Hey, Jason! Oh!
Oh! Somewhere. He's a kid, so.
We have former Imperials working throughout every level of the New Republic government, and they have all taken an oath of loyalty.
Long live the Empire doesn't sound like the kind of loyalty we're looking for.
Yeah, no. You should be more concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't this just another attempt to gain New Republic resources to aid in what has ultimately been your personal quest to find Ezra Bridger?
Ah.
That could be put to a more practical purpose, helping the people of our fledgling republic.
I get
Were you
that,
in the war,
but...
Senator?
No.
Ha!
Just sat back and waited to see who came out on top.
Oof.
Sit down.
Now, we, as senators, serve the people of that republic, and I can tell you, they want no part of any further conflict.
You act like we have a choice.
Yeah, that's not...
Thrawn is not your typical Imperial officer.
No, he is not.
I know because I fought against him. He killed friends, people who were like family to me.
Grand Admiral Thrawn is dead. And I'm sorry to say, it is my opinion that your friend...
Did you see the body?
You don't know that. General. Hera. Allow me a moment to speak with my colleagues.
Come on, Mon. Talk some sense into them.
Of course.
We knew it from the trailers, but I love that she's a part of this because she's, yeah, obviously very important during this time in the Republic because she's the Chancellor.
Is it true Aunt Sabine is gonna be a Jedi?
Now, where did you hear that?
Oh, he's still got like slightly green hair.
Yeah, he does.
What?
I want to be a Jedi.
Oh,
Yeah, I know you do, Jason.
like your father. Every time I start thinking about it.
I was hoping that the urgency of our situation could expedite my training a bit.
I'm afraid it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
No.
That's not how the Force works.
Force resides in all living things, even you.
If that's true, then why doesn't everyone use it?
Talent is a factor.
Yeah. You ever gonna mention midichlorians again?
Probably not.
Not everyone can handle the type of discipline it takes to master the ways of the Force. Start small.
The Jedi Order would not have accepted her. She is not an acceptable candidate.
By their standards.
Standards which were proven over a millennia.
And failed. I need her to be herself.
No. I
Well,
suppose you do come from a long line of non-traditional Jedi.
yeah. The Force is with me, and I am one with the Force.
Sabine, I've got Hera.
You win this round.
Yeah, Sabine, don't get mad about it. I've tried it a billion times. It still doesn't work.
Same.
Hera, great. How far are you in the fleet?
Not coming.
Unfortunately, I won't be joining you for this one. And neither will the fleet.
What?
The Senate committee wouldn't approve the mission.
The Senate committee?
Hera? Hu Yang, what's happened?
We've entered the Denham system. Standard Jedi mission protocol when approaching an unknown situation. In order to avoid enemy surveillance...
He's still doing this? Programming.
Are they being hauled? No, they're just
There. Whoa, shit.
almost look like pod racers.
Yeah. Like the design. Okay, there we go. It's Shinhati, Marek, and
Expendables.
Expendables. Yeah. Now this she's good at.
I see you got rid of my presets.
Learn to anticipate.
Now's not the time for a lesson!
I'm just a little rusty.
Those shields aren't gonna hold forever.
Hu Yang, anything yet?
On the object, no. However, I have several thoughts on everything else going
Sabine,
Tell me what you need.
Move on my signal?
Copy.
Yes. One down.
Out of 6, right? Or what?
Ah, that's great, kid. Don't get cocky.
Port now!
Oh, nice.
If I had to guess, I would say it is some sort of hyperspace ring.
I'd like to confirm that.
Honestly, it's giving me Expanse vibes, that ring.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you let them get this far. Stay clear. I shall deal with them.
How?
Prepare turbo lasers.
Oh.
Form up on my wing and wait for my signal.
No. He speaks.
How interesting. I would never have guessed that.
What?
Not yet. See if you can get a little closer.
Are you crosswired?
Closer, please.
Closer, please. Oh, this is not looking good.
Yang!
Just a moment. Just a moment. Scan complete.
Get out of there. Oh. Okay. Gonna crash land or no, they're just floating out there.
Yang's down.
Oh no.
Leave him. I need you to run a full diagnostic. Prioritize, Sabine. We can't help Hu Yang if we're both dead. Now get on it.
Did his memory just get like completely
Oh, I hope.
wiped?
No.
Congratulations. You almost got them.
Sassy.
Work fast. I'm going out there.
You what?
Out where? Just keep working. I'll distract them.
You're gonna fight them in space, Ahsoka?
No. That's not how that works.
Well, unless you can put on some sort of space suit. She did.
She did, yeah. With that
Oh, okay.
helmet that fits her head.
Oh, of course. Oh, okay.
Expendable number 4. Got American.
And Hati left.
Don't need Mac boots. I got the Force.
Mm-hmm. Whoop.
I'm tracking something up ahead.
Another ship?
No.
No? Is it?
Purgles!
It's a... yeah. Hi there.
Space whale!
There are a lot of them. Whoa! How are they gonna get rid of these two? Oh! Like that. Good one.
And complete. Oh, took my battery back up a while to cycle, I suppose. What did I miss?
A lot.
You almost died. Multiple times.
Ah, yes. Standard operating procedure.
It just hit me. Huang could easily be in The Acolyte as well. Like the High Republic show that takes place 100 years before.
Easily.
Yeah.
Power down.
I protest. I have a lot of work to do.
Standard Jedi protocol.
I suppose that's true.
Shutting down.
Wait, is that
Is that what?
the sigil on her shoulder?
Probably the Republic sigil.
Oh, I just looked a bit like the Imperial sigil.
They are almost similar. Yeah.
Let's regroup.
Who is it? Not Britney, bitch.
Well,
thank you.
Okay, so what did you learn? You scanned the thing?
Are you all right? Haven't seen those creatures since the day Ezra disappeared.
The good news is the enemy vessel is still under construction and not yet complete. There are 6 hyperdrive engines in place, with the final one being set into position. The Jedi archives speak of intergalactic hyperspace lanes between galaxies, which used to follow the migration paths of star whales named Purgle.
There we go.
Like the ones we just saw.
Really? When?
oh yeah, you were not.
Yeah. You were kind of out at that point.
Yeah.
The Jedi have taken refuge in the forest. Hunt them down.
He's not.
What is he thinking? And that's the end of it?
Yep.
Too short. But another great episode, I think. A lot of action.
Yeah.
Time to fly. Indeed. We had a lot of space combat here, which we haven't seen like that much of, at least in the live action series. It's just a little bit here and there, but here we got a lot. We got to see some Purgle again, and yeah, just great action and some good character moments between Ahsoka and Sabine, I think, as well. But like a big focus on Sabine's training, and I guess we can just get into that off the bat, because that is something that people have been discussing a lot. Because yes, like there were sort of like some hints in Rebels when it came to her, and like if she had some sort of aptitude for the Force, but I think we're both on the same page here with we don't, like, this is just our preference, like we don't necessarily want her to be Force sensitive in that way. Like she can learn the ways of the Jedi, use a lightsaber, but as Ahsoka also said, like be herself. Couple that with her Mandalorian training. I think that would be that would make a lot of sense, at least if they do it like that. But I don't know. What do you think they are building to her having the Force, or are they gonna subvert it? Or yeah, I don't really. I'm not sure what they're doing in that way.
I fear it, and that's also why I think it's gonna happen. That she's suddenly like she has like this tiny
connection,
tiny opening for to be expanded. I don't know, like I don't know how to explain it, but like she has this inkling of Force sensitivity in her, and it's gonna be like and kind of like an upset.
Yeah, she's
thing.
gonna
like
be fighting maybe Shin or something, and then it looks like she's almost done for, and then she goes like this and pushes her away with the Force, or I don't know. That would
whatever. I don't know how it's gonna happen.
It.
Just like that, she has like this tiny opening for being like Force sensitive, and then suddenly she just like she works harder than anyone else, and then suddenly she just like bursts out, and have then she's just gonna get like massively force sensitive, and it's gonna be like, oh, you just needed to
unlock your potential.
Yeah, and discipline and whatever. And I just I have a gripe with this. I have a gripe with the way that I know that the force resides in every living being and everything, but I feel like it's just gonna negate everything we've learned in Star Wars so far, that like there are some people that are just like especially force sensitive, such as the Skywalkers that have massive and I know
midichlorian counts. Yeah.
It was called midichlorian count in the prequels, but
yeah, they've used the word M count, I think, I think it was mentioned in The Mandalorian, but they haven't said the word outright really since the prequels.
No, what I mean is just like they're just like there's some, especially also like with some species like whatever Grogu and Yaddle and Yoda is, like that they are exceptionally
force
apt
sensitive,
with the Force. And,
seems like it, perhaps.
And I like that they're, because it's also very reminiscent of who we are as people. Like we have different abilities, we are differently composed differently and stuff like this. Whereas like we have different abilities
and whatnot.
And I just like I like the diversity of that.
And Ahsoka even said, was it Ahsoka or was it Huang that said that? I think it was Ahsoka, with Mandalorians in general, like very, very few Mandalorians have ever been Jedi.
But they are very, very good at handling weapons.
Yeah.
They're very good with like combat and stuff like that. And I really, as you said, like I would really enjoy if Sabine is just have an inkling of force sensitivity, not a lot, I don't want her to be a Skywalker level force sensitivity user. It's just I love this kind of like that you use your training and even your Jedi training, but you adapt it to you and your abilities. And I also like I kind of wish that that's what kind of hope that that's what Ahsoka meant. Like, yeah, I don't need her to be a Jedi. Like, I don't need her to be Force user like a Jedi, or like a very strong, capable Jedi. But I need her to be her.
Yeah.
And I also think that's incredibly. And I'm just gonna tie this into something else. But that you see your apprentice, you see your the one you're mentoring, whether it's your kid or your apprentice, whatever, that you see them not as you want them to be, but the way that they are. Like you see who they are, and you build on that foundation.
You don't
instead
force
of
them into a particular role. You let them grow naturally as themselves.
Yeah, and you strengthen that. And yes, you can train them. You can train certain things about them, but and that's, I think it's just general. Like you have to let people be them, and you can't force them into like a box that is like your box of them.
Yeah.
Or this like society's box of them, or like Huang's programming saying that this is like how you're supposed to be, that this is how things are supposed to be.
Yeah, this is how Jedi have operated for a millennia.
Screw the programming, man. Like it's perhaps it's just me having been to therapy because of my postpartum depression, all of this. Like it's just like that's what's really fueling my passion for this.
You are fired up right now.
Yes, but also tying into because what happened here as well, as you said, some great character moments.
Yeah.
One of the great character moments for me was when they were like during the space battle, and they have this like a little kind of like bickering where it's like you remember to like just anticipate you're a bit rusty, stuff like this, where it's like Huang this very aptly says, you have to, like, the way that you're acting is the kind of thing that's not making this work.
Yeah.
So what Ahsoka did was she took it in, and instead of getting defensive, she was like, okay, what does this situation need? What does Sabine need in this? Like, how can I help her be the best version of herself?
Yes.
And then she said, what do you need?
Yes, and she let Sabine take control of the situation that way, and it helped them out, and they were able to take out the Expendables,
at least,
at least as you called them. So yeah, I thought that was a beautiful moment as well, and I certainly do agree with you when it comes to the Force and how it works. And I hope, and I don't think that they are building to a Sabine all of a sudden being an all-powerful Force user. I really hope that what Dave is doing is what we're also discussing here, and what Ahsoka again hinted to with Sabine being herself, that yes, she can learn how to use a lightsaber. It couples with her Mandalorian training with weapons, and she might be able to tap into the Force slightly and be and handle it better than normal people would. But don't expect her to all of a sudden do Force jumps and push and pull and whatever.
Yeah.
I hope that is what they're building to here, because she was also really good with the Darksaber, and that's something that we also learned in The Mandalorian, is that you need to have that connection somehow, otherwise you can't handle the freaking weapon. We saw Din, he could barely lift it. Then we have someone like Bo-Katan, she could definitely wield that saber. Same with Sabine, like she was training with Kanan, and they were very much, focused on the lightsaber part of it, but Kanan was also saying that, yeah, the Force resides in all living beings, and clearly in her as well. I hope that that's what they're building to.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the same page. Also because I think it's what I think Star Wars, like some of the later stuff at least, what they have been doing well, in my personal opinion. For example, in Rogue One, we met someone who's really good with the Force.
Chirrut Îmwe.
But not a Jedi.
Yes, so he had a connection to the Force.
Very strong connection.
And it might not have been enough to have become a Jedi, but he was a protector of the worlds, and he was in that religion, if you can call it that.
Sure,
but, yeah.
and but I just like the way that they take, they separate the way, the Jedi and the Force, because I feel like Jedis are just not a cult, but understand me correctly, they're a group of people that specializes in using the Force. But what I also would like, because we now have seen different kinds of people, not necessarily only Jedi, but I think the Night Sisters. The
Night Sisters, they tap into the dark side of the Force and use it in their own way, and it comes out as like this magic and the green flames and whatnot. But they're also Force users.
Exactly. So we have different kinds of Force users. So I also like the way that perhaps we can actually also, when it comes to Jedi, we can separate the two. And we can actually see Jedis that are not necessarily using the Force, or at least people who are trained in the Jedi ways, but without necessarily using the Force in the same way.
Just not in the traditional way, and not be so rigid.
But also the way that, because Jedis are trained to use the Force defensively.
Yes.
So maybe what I hope, another thing that I hope is that Sabine is able to use the Force defensively, but only defensively, and not Luke that suddenly goes Force choking everyone and stuff. But so suddenly that she's actually she's trained in the Jedi way. Of doing things, like the light side way.
Learning the Jedi philosophies in that way, or at least using the good parts of them, and as we've been saying, coupling that with her Mandalorian training and her ability to wield the lightsaber. Yeah. I think that makes sense. Anything else we should get into with it? Yeah, a lot of some other stuff, of course, happened in this one. We learned some more about what they're building. It is, as many people have guessed, it is a hyperspace ring, but a hyperspace ring that
intergalactic.
Can do intergalactic travel and take them to another galaxy. We sort of guessed that as well, and based on the map, and that's where Thrawn is, and most likely Ezra as well, or it would be weird if he wasn't. And they are almost done building it. Just need to install the last hyperdrive. So the clock is ticking. But we also want them to get there, because then we get Thrawn back and we get to see Ezra again. And that was also a big thing that came up politics-wise. That is infuriating, but it checks out, so to say, with what we know of the New Republic, because there's a reason why the First Order was able to just come out of nowhere and decimate the New Republic, because they got way too complacent. We do need to, like, there is still going to be one final reckoning with the remnants of the Empire, and the New Republic is going to be a big part of that. So here in this story, they are going to have to realize at some point that, oh, okay, they're right about this. We do need to mop up the rest of them, and especially the last Grand Admiral. But after that, they're definitely going to become too complacent, and that's going to bite them in the ass. But we're already seeing those wheels turning and then being like, and I totally get it. Like, we're tired of this conflict and this war. We want to focus on building. We want to focus on the people who really need us. Like, they've been suffering through the time of the Empire. So, yes, get that. But we still need to be vigilant. And I hope that that's what Mon is going to talk to the other senators about, and she's going to be able to get that through, because she knows that, of all people.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing as I watched it. Like, we know from Andor, right? No,
Andor, yeah,
that she's very much aware
of what's going on. Yes,
and but the thing with the politics, and it's very much I think almost like a comment on today's politics, where people are just, the reason you're in politics is because you want to be complacent. And you're not doing anything because you're in a good place, but the people is not necessarily in a good place. So, but you don't want anything to change because you're comfortable at where you are as a politician, because I know it's of course a dangerous job. Not saying that, but it's just like, especially here in Denmark, country, it's we
have a lot of career politicians,
exactly, and it gets to a place where it's like they become opportunists. And I think this is also kind of what happens here, because like it sounds a lot like the New Republic is, I understand like the reason, but that's also what Hera called out, like, you're just being opportunists now. You're just using all of this, like, even as you said, like, even the sigil is like, so like, there's so little changed in the sigil from the Empire to the new.
Oh no! That wasn't the New Republic. It was the Old Republic sigil that she was wearing.
Never
like
mind.
The Old Republic, like, they didn't change that a lot. When it became the Imperials.
But the point still stands that like they use so much of like
what was there before, and even like there are Imperials in every level of the Republic.
Yeah, and we've seen it backlash this time. And like, but I do understand like the wanting to give everyone a second chance. I totally get that.
Rehabilitate them instead of just locking them all away.
But as you say, just be vigilant. And then when when someone like Hera comes back and saying like, this is potentially, and also with this insane threat that is thrown, like, just do something. Like, just get what about a little scouting mission or something like that?
Yeah, just also because they did just lose a very important prisoner. Like, that is real, and they were attacked by Force users, and like, they're using not straight up red lightsabers, but almost, and like that there should be alarm bells or whatever, like red flags all over the place, because
marinara flags all over the place.
Because, okay, maybe it's not like we're getting into a situation where like we're gonna have to fight the Empire again at full force, but there is an issue, there is a problem, and we, like, even if it's just remnants, pockets of Imperials here and there, we still can't have them gain too much strength and just go about their day and go through with their plans. It almost sounded like they were like, yeah, let's just ignore them. Like, yeah, they might cause some problems, but it's not gonna.
But if you look
picture-wise,
if you look at the crimes they did, they stole hyperdrives. I mean, like, that's a huge potential weapon. And they're just like, just take it. We don't need
At least,
it.
yeah, you don't have to send the entire army, so to say, but just like, send
scouting
squadron,
or,
something.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I really hope that Mon again can convince the others that maybe we should look into this just to be sure. Like, we still have what used to be the Rebel fleet, and like we've seen Home 1, and we saw like multiple A-wings and X-wings, and like it's still there. We haven't dismantled all of it, so let's just look into it. Please. What else? Of course, saw a lot of Purgle again, and the first time that Sabine said it, first time seen it since Ezra disappeared, and it's kind of like the same for us ish. We saw like the sort of like the outline of a Purgle in The Mandalorian in season 3 in that first episode when they were going through hyperspace. Din was sleeping, and Grogu was the only one who saw it. Like,
probably wanted to eat them.
That would be a mouthful. And then of course in the, was it the previous episode? Yeah, I think it was the previous episode of Ahsoka, just Balin looking up and seeing.
Yeah. But we also know that this particular place, Cedos, is basically like the hub for the Purgles. Because that's where, because we also learned, if we didn't know it already, that these intergalactical, like there are certain paths between galaxies.
Yeah, we have hyperspace lanes, and now we have intergalactic hyperspace lanes.
Yes, and these lanes are being used by the Purgle, and have always been used by the Purgle. And we also know that this particular, that's why they're setting up the Eye of Sion here, because we know that there's a pathway.
Yeah.
Or like whatever. So it would make sense if there's a lot of Purgle there as well, because it's one of their connection points for how they travel. So
yes, so it certainly makes sense, and they were able to use them to escape. Now they have landed on Cetos, and we got it in the very last scene. Balin telling all of the rest of the Expendables there, hunt them down. So we're gonna see some of that in the next episode. I'm really looking forward to that. So 3 episodes in, 5 to go. I'm enjoying it so far very, very much. I think they're doing a really good job of it, and I think that the best is yet to come with reveals, and there's gonna be surprises, and I'm sure there's be some more cameos and yada yada yada, all that good Star Wars soup stuff, and then hopefully just a really good story to bind it all together, and great character moments. And
Thrawn.
We trust in you, Filoni, and yes, we can't wait to see Thrawn, of course. Lars Mikkelsen. Oh yes, Danish pride. Do you have anything else you wanna?
Just
one teeny tiny bit.
I can't remember her name, but the actress who plays Shinhati is giving me major ScarJo vibes. Major.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she looks a lot like her. Or like there's very very
striking
similarities between their appearances.
Got it. All right. Oh yeah, Danish word of the day. We've never really done this one before, I'm pretty sure, but space. So a lot of stuff taking place in space in this one. So let's just translate that. Space in Danish is
rummet.
Yes.
Or this is a bit, because usually directly translated space is rum, but usually when we speak about like outer space kind of space,
that space, yeah,
we usually say rummet, which is like the you have the article, so like a space, you would put the article in the end, and then it becomes, I can't remember what it's called, but like the space, it's like that's the direct translation, it would be the space.
But you don't really say that in English. You just say space. Because if you say the space, then you more talking about the space like inside of an actual room.
Yes,
or
but
something.
But we don't really. We couldn't really come up with any sort of like examples on how, like, if we ever say like space as in room, as in just like
Yeah, we don't really say like when we are talking about outer space, we usually say rummet.
Yes.
Unless it's like rumfartøj, which is like a spaceship. Yeah, exactly.
But also, just to come with an example of how we would use it, it would be like, jeg kigger ud I rummet. So I'm looking out in space.
Yes.
So that would be, jeg kigger ud I rummet.
Yes.
So jeg being I.
Yeah. Which is again like, also could translate rummet to just, you know, when you're just talking about a space, like a room, for example, that is also
rum. Sure.
But for simplicity's sake, let's just say space in English and rummet in Danish. And there we go. Danish word of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you very soon. May the force be with you. Bye.
Bye.